Hey, hi, hello there and welcome back to Formula Amateur, where today we are talking all about what happened in Australia. We are talking about Formula 3, Formula 2 and Formula 1. We'll get into all of the practice sessions, qualifying sessions, sprint races and how everyone did overall. So let's get into it, shall we? So let's start off talking about Formula 3 and the 3 practice session. So in 30th position was Barrichello with 14 laps. In 29th position it was Bakti with 17 laps. In 28th position it was Hausenroder in place of Rivera, who broke his leg, and he did 16 laps. In 27th was Shin with 18 laps. In 26th was David with 14 laps. In 25th was Yamakoshi with 16 laps. In 24th was McLaughlin with 19 laps. In 23rd was Lei with 14 laps. In 22nd was Ji with 16 laps. In 21st was Delaney with 14 laps. In 20th was Garfias with 16 laps. In 19th was Guadish with 15 laps. In 18th was Nakamura with 18 laps. In 17th was Wharton with 16 laps. In 12th was DePalo with 17 laps. In 15th was Colnahy with 16 laps. In 14th was Slater with 16 laps. In 13th was Tappanen with 13 laps. In 12th was Cato with 15 laps. In 11th it was Del Pino with 18 laps. In 10th was Sharp with 17 laps. In 9th was Ho with 15 laps. In 8th was Lacorte with 15 laps. In 7th was Clairaut with 16 laps. In 6th was Benavides with 15 laps. In 5th was Giusti with 13 laps. In 4th was Nael with 14 laps. In 3rd was Stromstead with 15 laps. In 2nd was Badua with 16 laps. And in 1st was Ugachukwu with 13 laps. So what was the grid for the sprint for Formula 3? Well, in 30th position was Barrichello again. In 29th was Bakti again. And then in 28th was Shin. In 27th was Lei. In 26th was David. In 25th was Garfias. In 24th was Hausenroder. In 23rd was DePalo. In 22nd was Yamakoshi. In 21st was Ho. In 20th was Benavides. In 19th was Clairaut. In 18th was McLaughlin. In 17th was Ji. In 16th was Giusti. In 15th was Nakamura. In 14th was Tappanen. In 13th was Sharp. In 12th was Nael. In 11th was Ugachukwu. In 10th was Slater. In 9th was Guadish. In 8th was Lacorte. In 7th was Colnahy. In 6th was Cato. In 5th was Wharton. In 4th was Badua. In 3rd was Stromstead. In 2nd was Delaney. And in 1st was Del Pino. So that's the qualifying grid for the sprint. And how did the sprint pan out? Well, in 30th position, dropping 23 positions from where he was in free practice, was Colnahy. In 29th was Bakti, who stayed where he was. In 28th was Lei, who dropped 1 position. In 27th was Barrichello, who gained 3 positions. In 26th was DePalo. In 25th was Shin, who gained 3 positions. In 24th was Garfias, who gained 1 position. In 23rd was Hausenroder, who gained 1 position. In 22nd was David, who gained 4 positions. In 21st was Giusti, who dropped 5 positions. In 20th was Yamakoshi, who gained 2 positions. In 19th was Ji, who dropped 2 positions. In 18th was Ho, who gained 3 positions. In 17th was Benavides, who gained 3 positions. In 16th was Sharp, who dropped 3 positions. In 15th was McLaughlin, who gained 3 positions. In 14th was Clairaut, who gained 5 positions. In 13th was Nakamura, who gained 2 positions. In 12th was Tappanen, who gained 2 positions. In 11th was Lacorte, who dropped 3 positions. In 10th was Nael, who gained 2 positions. In 9th was Slater, who gained 1 position. In 8th was Ugachukwu, who gained 3 positions. In 7th was Wharton, who dropped 2 positions. In 6th was Guadish, who gained 3 positions. In 5th was Cato, who gained 1 position. In 4th was Stromstead, who dropped 1 position. In 3rd was Badua, who gained 1 position. In 2nd was Delaney, who stayed where he was. And then 1st was Del Pino, who stayed where he was. But how did the grid look for the race? well. In 30th position was Barrichello, who stayed where he was. In 29th was Bakdi, who stayed where he was. In 28th was Shin, who dropped 1 position. In 27th was Lei, who dropped 4 positions. In 26th was David, who stayed where he was. In 25th was Garfias, who dropped 5 positions. In 24th was Hausenroder, who gained 4 positions. In 23rd was De Palo, who dropped 7 positions. In 22nd was Yamakoshi, who gained 3 positions. In 21st was Ho, who dropped 12 positions. In 20th was Benavides, who dropped 14 positions. In 19th was Clairot, who dropped 12 positions. In 18th was McLaughlin, who gained 6 positions. In 17th was G, who gained 5 positions. In 16th was Justy, who dropped 11 positions. In 15th was Nakamura, who gained 3 positions. In 14th was Tapanen, who dropped 1 position. In 13th was Sharp, who dropped 3 positions. In 12th was Del Pino, who dropped 1 position. In 11th was Delaney, who gained 10 positions. In 10th was Stromstead, who dropped 7 positions. 9th was Badua, who dropped 7 positions. In 8th was Wharton, who gained 9 positions. In 7th was Cato, who gained 5 positions. In 6th was Colnay, who gained 9 positions. In 5th was Lacorte, who gained 3 positions. In 4th was Guadish, who gained 15 positions. In 3rd it was Slater, who gained 11 positions. In 2nd was Ugachukwu, who lost 1 position. And in 1st was Nael, who gained 3 positions. This is in comparison to where they finished in the free practice session. So how did the feature race pan out? In 30th position was Wharton, who lost 22 places, but he did not start the race due to a crash he had with Sharp, who's in 29th position, also did not start the race, dropped 16 positions. In 28th was Lei, who did not finish the race and dropped 1 position. In 27th was Buran Bakdi, who also did not finish the race but gained 2 positions overall. In 26th was Shin, who did not finish the race either and gained 2 positions as well. In 25th was Lacorte, who dropped 20 positions. In 24th was Garfias, who gained 1 position. In 23rd was Stromstead, who dropped 13 positions. In 22nd was De Palo, who gained 1 position. In 21st was Ho, who stayed where he was. In 19th it was in 20th it was David, who gained 6 positions. In 19th was G, who dropped 2 positions. In 18th was Barrichello, who gained 12 positions. In 17th was Hausenroder, who gained 7 positions. In 16th it was Badua, who dropped 7 positions. In 15th was Justy, who gained 1 position. In 14th was McLaughlin, who gained 4 positions. In 13th was Tapanen, who gained 1 position. In 12th was Nael, who dropped 11 positions. In 11th was Yamakoshi, who gained 11 positions. In 10th was Kolnehi, who dropped 4 positions. In 9th was Nakamura, who gained 6 positions. In 8th was Clairot, who gained 11 positions. In 7th was Benavides, who gained 13 positions. In 6th was Delaney, who gained 5 positions. In 5th was Guadish, who dropped 1 position. In 4th was Del Pino, who gained 8 positions. In 3rd was Cato, who gained 4 positions. In 2nd was Slater, who gained 1 position. And in 1st was Ugachukwu, who gained 1 position. So how do the standings look like after the first weekend of Formula 3? In first position is Ugachukwu with 25 points. In second is Slater with 18, 7 points behind. In third is Del Pino with 18. He's exactly the same place as Slater. In fourth is Cato, who is on 16 points, 2 points behind Del Pino and Slater. In fifth is Delaney, who is on 12, 4 points behind Cato. In sixth is Guadish with 10 points, 2 points behind Delaney. In 7th is Benavides with 6 points, he's 4 points behind Guadish. In 8th is Clairot with 4 points, 2 points behind Benavides. In 9th is Badua with 3 points, and that's 1 point behind Clairot. In 10th is Nakamura, who's on 2 points and 1 point behind Badua. In 11th is Nael, who's on 2 points, and that's the same as Nakamura, and so is Stromstead. And then Kolnehi in 13th, he's got 1 point, and that's 1 point behind Stromstead, Nael and Nakamura. And then the following names are on 0 points: Wharton, Yamakoshi, Lacorte, Tapanen, McLaughlin, Justy, Sharp, Hausenroder, Ho, Barrichello, G, David, De Pino, De Palo, Garfias, Shin, Lei, Birnbokdi, and Carrasquedo and Rivera, who Rivera, as I said, broke his leg, so he can't currently drive, and Carrasquedo was dropped by the Van Amersfoort team. And in terms of teams, Van Amersfoort is on 30, 3 points behind is Campos on 27, Art Grand Prix is on 26, so that's 1 point behind Campos, then it's Trident 6 points behind on 20, and then Rodin 13 points behind on 7, AIX 1 point behind on 6, High Tech 4 points behind on 2, MP 1 point behind on 1, Prima 1 point behind on 0, and so is Dams. On to Formula 2, where there are a lot less drivers, and we will start off with first practice, where the 22nd position went to Herta with 8 laps. He crashed. In 21st position is Shields with 18 laps. In 20th is Van Hoopen with 18 laps. In 19th it's Bennett with 18 laps. In 18th it's Montoya with 17 laps. In 17th is Villagomez with 16 laps. In 16th position is Fittipaldi with 18 laps. In 15th is Goethe with 17 laps. In 14th is Varone with 18 laps. In 13th is Boyer with 16 laps. In 12th is Vasak with 14 laps. In 11th is Belinsky with 19 laps. In 10th is Maney with 18 laps. In 10th is Dirksen with 17 laps. In 8th is Miyata with 19 laps. In 7th is Stenshorn with 17 laps. In 6th is Dunn with 17 laps. In 5th is Beganovic with 19 laps. In 4th is Solov with 18 laps. In 3rd is Kamara with 19 laps. In 2nd is Leon with 18 laps, and in 1st is Mini with 14 laps. So how did the grid look like for the sprint? How did they qualify for that? In 22nd it was Boyer, who had a crash and could not actually continue, but he got an exemption to carry on with the race, but eventually also did not finish that either. In 21st is Mini. In 20th is Shields. In 19th is Varone. In 18th is Fittipaldi. In 17th is Bennett. In 16th is Villagomez. In 15th is Montoya. In 14th is Herta. In 13th is Miata. In 12th is Belinsky. In 11th is Van Hoopen. In 10th is Beganovic. In 9th is Stenshorn. In 8th is Dunn. In 7th is Leon. In 6th is Solov. In 5th is Kamara. In 4th is Maney. In 3rd is Goethe. In 2nd is Dirksen. And in 1st is Infrafu Vasa. So now let's go on to how the sprint went. In 22nd position during the sprint, it was Boyer, who I believe either had the DNF now or during the quali mixed signals there. In 21st was Varone, who dropped 2 positions. In 20th was Beganovic, who dropped 10 positions. In 19th was Shields, who gained 1 position. In 18th was Goethe, who dropped 15 positions. In 17th was Solov, who dropped 11 positions. In 16th was Herta, who dropped 2 positions. In 15th was Bennett, who gained 2 positions. In 14th was Fittipaldi, who gained 4 positions. In 13th was Villagomez, who gained 3 positions. In 12th was Miney, who dropped 8 positions. In 11th was Kamara, who dropped 6 positions. In 10th was Stenshorn, who dropped 1 position. In 9th is Montoya, who gained 6 positions. In 8th was Belinsky, who gained 4 positions. In 7th was Van Hoopen, who gained 4 positions. In 6th was Mini, who gained 15 positions. In 5th was Mayata, who gained 8 positions. In 4th was Infravu Vasak, who dropped 3 positions. In 3rd was Dunn, who gained 5 positions. In 2nd was Leon, who gained 5 positions. And in 1st was Dirksen, who gained 1 position. So how did the grid look like for the feature race for Formula 2? Well, once again, it was Boyer, who dropped 9 positions in comparison to where he was in free practice. In 21st was Mini, who dropped 20 positions. In 20th was Shields, who gained 1 position. In 19th was Varone, who dropped 5 positions. In 18th was Fittipaldi, who dropped 2 positions. In 17th was Bennett, who gained 2 positions. In 16th was Villagomez, who gained 1 position. In 15th was Montoya, who gained 3 positions. In 14th was Herta, who gained 8 positions. In 13th was Miata, who dropped 5 positions. In 12th was Belinsky, who dropped 1 position. In 11th was Van Hoopen, who gained 9 positions. In 10th was Infrafu Vasak, who gained 2 positions. In 9th was Dirksen, who stayed where he was. In 8th was Goethe, who gained 3 positions. In 7th was Maney, who gained 3 positions. In 6th was Kamara, who dropped 3 positions. In 5th was Solov, who dropped 1 position. In 4th was Leon, who dropped 2 positions. In 3rd was Dunn, who gained 3 positions. In 2nd was Stenshorn, who gained 5 positions. And in 1st was Beganovic, who gained 4 positions. And so the race race went as follows. In 22nd position was Dunn, who did not finish the race and dropped 19 positions. In 21st was Stenshorn, who also crashed and did not finish the race, just like Dunn, his teammate, and dropped 19 positions. In 20th was Bogdanovic, who also did not finish the race and dropped 19 positions. In 19th was Shields, the first finisher but also the bottom scorer, who gained 1 position. In 18th was Bennett, who dropped 1 position. In 17th was Varone, who gained 2 positions. In 16th was Maney, who dropped 9 positions. In 15th was Fittipaldi, who gained 3 positions. In 14th is Leon, who dropped 10 positions. In 13th is Boyer, who gained 9 positions. In 12th is Belinsky, who stayed where he was. In 11th is Villagomez, who gained 5 positions. In 10th is Dirksen, who dropped 1 position. In 9th is Montoya, who gained 6 positions. In 8th is Mini, who gained 13 positions. In 7th is Herta, who gained 7 positions. In 6th is Infrafu Vasak, who gained 4 positions. In 5th is Miyata, who gained 8 positions. In 4th is Goethe, who gained 4 positions. In 3rd is Van Hoopen, who gained 8 positions. In 2nd is Kamara, who gained 4 positions. And in 1st is Solov, who gained 4 positions. So how do the standings for Formula 2 look like right now? In 1st position is Solov with 25 points, 7 points behind on 18 is Kamara. In 3rd is Van Hoopen with 18 points, same as Kamara. In 4th is Miyata with 14 points, 4 points behind Van Hoopen and Kamara. In 5th is Infrafu Vasak with 13 points, 1 point behind Miyata. In 6th is Goethe with 12 points, 1 point behind Infrafu Vasak. In 7th is Dirksen with 11 points, 1 point behind Goethe. In 8th is Leon with 8 points, 3 points behind Dirksen. In 9th is Mini on 7, who is 1 point behind Leon. In 10th is Herta with 6 points, 1 point behind Mini. In 11th is Dunn with 6 points, same points as Herta. In 12th is Montoya with 2 points, 4 points behind Dunn and Herta. In 13th is Bogdanovic on 2 points, same as Montoya. In 14th is Belinsky, who's on 1 point behind his teammate Bogdanovic. In 15th is Stenshorn with 1 point, same as Belinsky. In 16th it's Villagomez, who is on 0 points, and that's 1 less than Stenshorn and Belinsky. And then everyone following on from that is also on 0 points, so that's Maney, Boyer, Fittipaldi, Bennett, Varone and Shields. And the teams look like this. Campos is on 33 points, 4 points behind is Invicta on 29, and then another 9 points is High Tech with 20 points, and then another 1 point on 19 is MP Motorsport. In the next position is Trident with 18 points, 1 point behind MP. In the next position is Art Grand Prix with 13 points, 5 points behind Trident. And then 6 points behind them is Rodin on 7. Behind them is Dams on 3, that's 4 points behind. And then another 1 point behind is Prima on 2. And then Van Amersfoort Racing is on 0, so that's 2 behind Prima. And AIX is also on 0. And now let's talk about Formula 1. In 22nd position was Alonso, who did not go out in the free practice session, the first free practice session. In 21st is Stroll, who did 3 laps before he eventually gave up. In 20th was Perez with 14 laps. In 19th was Norris with 7 laps. In 18th was Gasly with 27 laps. In 17th was Bottas with 24 laps. In 16th was Colapinto with 26 laps. In 15th was Albon with 24 laps. In 14th was Behrman with 25 laps. In 13th was Lawson with 28 laps. In 12th was Sainz with 30 laps. In 11th was Ocon with 28 laps. In 10th is Hulkenberg with 21 laps. In 9th is Bortoletto 23 laps. In 8th is Antonelli with 24 laps. In 7th is Russell with 26 laps. In 6th is Piastri with 21 laps. In 5th is Lindblad with 22 laps. In 4th is Hadjar with 24 laps. In 3rd is Verstappen with 27 laps. In 2nd is Hamilton with 30 laps. And in 1st is Leclerc with 33 laps. On to FP2 now, where in 22nd position is Perez with only 2 laps. That's 2, and he dropped 2 positions. In 21st is Stroll with 13 laps, he gained 1 position. In 20th is Alonso with 18 laps, he gained 2 positions. In 19th is Bottas, who did 28 laps and dropped 2 positions. In 18th is Colapinto with 27 laps, who dropped 2 positions. In 17th is Sainz with 10 laps, who dropped 5 positions. In 16th is Gasly with 16 laps, he gained 2 positions. In 15th is Albon with 32 laps and he stayed where he was. In 14th is Bortoletto with 28 laps, he dropped 5 positions. In 13th is Lawson with 29 laps and he stayed where he was. In 12th is Hulkenberg with 34 laps, he dropped 2 positions. In 11th is Behrman with 31 laps, he gained 3 positions. In 10th is Ocon with 29 laps, he gained 1 position. In 9th is Hadjar, who with 28 laps, and he dropped 5 positions. In 8th is Lindblad with 30 laps, he dropped 3 positions. In 7th is Norris with 29 laps, he gained 12 positions. In 6th is Verstappen with 13 laps, he dropped 3 positions. In 5th is Leclerc with 30 laps, he dropped 4 positions. In 4th is Hamilton with 32 laps, he dropped 2 positions. In 3rd is Russell with 28 laps, he gained 4 positions. In 2nd is Antonelli with 31 laps, he gained 6 positions. And in 1st is Piastri with 26 laps, he gained 5 positions. On to FP3 now, and in a 22nd position is Stroll, who dropped 1 position. In 21st is Sainz, who did 1 lap and he dropped 4 positions. In 20th was Perez with 21 laps, he gained 2 positions. In 19th is Bottas with 12 laps, he stayed where he was. In 18th is Alonso with 20 laps, he gained 2 positions. In 17th is Albon with 17 laps, he dropped 2 positions. In 16th is Colapinto with 22 laps, he gained 2 positions. In 15th is Gasly with 26 laps and he gained 1 position. In 14th is Hulkenberg with 22 laps, he dropped 2 positions. In 13th is Ocon with 19 laps, he dropped 3 positions. In 12th is Lawson with 13 laps, he gained 1 position. In 11th is Lindblad with 15 laps, he dropped 3 positions. In 10th is Behrman with 18 laps, he gained 1 position. In 9th is Bortoleto with 19 laps, he gained 5 positions. In 8th is Norris with 22 laps, he dropped 1 position. In 7th is Antonelli with 18 laps, he dropped 5 positions. In 6th is Verstappen with 15 laps, he stayed where he was. In 5th is Hadjar with 15 laps, he gained 4 positions. In 4th is Piastri with 17 laps and he dropped 3 positions. In 3rd is Leclerc with 20 laps, he gained 2 positions. In 2nd is Hamilton with 22 laps and he gained 2 positions. And in 1st is Russell with 23 laps and he gained 2 positions. On to quali now, where it did get a little bit dramatic. So in 22nd position was Stroll, who did not even do any laps at all, nor did Carlos Sainz, so they're in 22nd and 21st position, followed by in 20th position Verstappen, who dropped 14 places because he crashed in Q1. In 19th position is Bottas, who stayed where he was. In 18th is Perez, who gained 2 positions. In 17th is Alonso, who gained 1 position. In 16th is Colapinto, who stayed where he was. In 15th is Albon, who gained 2 positions. In 14th, it's Gasly, who gained 1 position. In 13th is Ocon, who stayed where he was. In 12th is Behrman, who dropped 2 positions. In 11th is Hulkenberg, who gained 3 positions. In 10th is Bortoleto, who dropped 1 position. In 9th is Lindblad, who gained 2 positions. In 8th is Lawson, who gained 4 positions. In 7th, it's Hamilton, who dropped 5 positions. In 6th is Norris, who gained 2 positions. In 5th is Piastri, who dropped 1 position. In 4th is Leclerc, who dropped 1 position. In 3rd is Hadjar, who gained 2 positions. In 2nd, it's Antonelli, who gained 5 positions. And in 1st, it's Russell, who stayed where he was. And now on to an even more dramatic race, where we had 2 people who did not start the race, and that was Hulkenberg, who they were too busy trying to connect his car up that he just ran out of time to actually join the race. So he was in 22nd position, he dropped 11 places. In 21st was Piastri, who did not start as well, he dropped 16 positions as a result of a crashing when he was going out onto the grid. So that was unfortunate, considering that this is his home race as well. Then in 20th is Hadjar, who did not finish the race. He dropped 17 laps. He had an engine failure, it started smoking, so that was not good. In 19th was Bottas, who also did not finish, and he stayed where he was. This was because he was asked to stop the car due to some difficulties. His team advised him to stop. And in 18th was Alonso, who also did not finish. He was asked to stop to preserve the parts for the next race, and he dropped 1 position. Then in 17th it's Stroll, who gained 5 positions as a result of all of these did not finishes and did not starts. And then in 16th is Perez, who gained 2 positions. In 15th is Sainz, who gained 6 positions. In 14th is Colapinto, who gained 2 positions and had a new penalty named after him. There is now a Colapinto and go penalty instead of a stop and go. In 13th is Lawson, who dropped 5 positions. In 12th is Albon, who gained 3 positions. In 11th is Ocon, who gained 2 positions. In 10th is Gasly, who gained 4 positions. In 9th is Bortoleto, who gained 1 position. In 8th is Lindblad, who gained 1 position. In 7th is Behrman, who gained 5 positions. In 6th is Verstappen, who gained 14 positions. In 5th is Norris, who gained 1 position. In 4th is Hamilton, who gained 3 positions. In 3rd is Leclerc, who gained 1 position. In 2nd is Antonelli, who stayed where he was. And in 1st, it's Russell, who stayed where he was. And now let's look at the standings. So how are the standings looking? So in terms of drivers, in first position is Russell with 25 points. In second is Antonelli, 7 points behind on 18. In third is Leclerc with 15 laps. He is 3 points behind Antonelli. Then it's Hamilton on 12, 3 points behind Leclerc. In fifth is Norris with 10 points, 2 points behind Hamilton. In sixth is Verstappen, 2 points behind Norris on 8. In seventh is Behrman with 6 points, 2 points behind Verstappen. In eighth is Lindblad on 4 points, 2 points behind Behrman. In ninth is Bortoleto with 2 points, 2 points behind Lindblad. In 10th is Gasly on 1 point, 1 point behind Bortoleto. And then in 11th through 22nd, everyone is on 0 points. So that's Ocon finishing in 11th. He is 1 point behind Gasly on 0. Then it's Albon on 0 in 12th. Then Lawson in 13th. Colapinto on 14th. In 15th it's Sainz. In 16th it's Perez. In 17th it's Hadjar. In 18th it's Piastri. In 19th it's Hülkenberg. In 20th it's Alonso. In 21st is Bottas. And in 22nd it is Stroll. And in terms of teams, Mercedes is on 43 points. Then 16 points behind them on 27 is Ferrari. Then another 17 points is McLaren on 10. Then another 2 points is Red Bull on 8. And then another 2 points again on 6 is Haas. And then another 2 points again is Racing Bulls on 4. And then another 2 points again is Audi on 2. And then 1 point behind is Alpine on 1. Then another 1 point behind on 0 is Williams, followed by Cadillac on 0 and also Aston Martin. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Formula Amateur. Thank you so much also for joining me back onto the Race Rundown series. Don't forget that next week we'll be talking all about the Chinese Grand Prix on Monday. And don't forget that there's also an episode on Saturday as usual. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. And don't forget to check out my lovely colleagues on the Be The Change Media Networks. Check out BeTheChangeMediaNetwork.com for all of your podcasting needs. Meet the team, have a look, have a wander, have a gander. I hope you have a lovely week once again, and I'll see you on Saturday and on Monday. Goodbye.